welcome back to Under the Table. And that's our episode.
It was a good one.
Play us out, Joey.
All right.
That's all I had.
Back next
That's
week,
all
y'all.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Welcome back, and
Yep.
we'll see you.
No, I
this
actually...
could have been an email.
I'd die if you started like feeding in the exit music. Let's just, all right, for real.
All right. Well, that was the easiest episode ever. I do have a question for you guys. It's one that we talk about often on on our shows, but I don't think we've talked about on this show. What are y'all listening to? What's your earworms lately? Anybody got some good fresh tunes or revisiting some old favorites?
Doing a lot of revisiting.
I've been listening to Royal Blood.
Royal Blood? Expound, sir.
Yeah, would that?
So they're a two-man, rock band in the vein of, they feel like a combination of like later White Stripes, Jack White stuff, with like Wolfmother and like a little bit of the sensibilities of like Muse.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
I could fuck with that.
cool driving, real distorted riff rock, And like they went on tour with they opened for Queens of the Stone Age for one tour, and what's Dave Grohl's other band? Foo Fighters. So they've been on tour with both of those bands, so they've gotten a lot more popular the last few years.
I know both of those bands as well. All right. I feel like a music genius right now.
Genius, he says.
Well, it feels like a good return for me to like what I was really into when I was like, 18 to 22,
Yeah.
kind of the Black Keys and the White Stripes and stuff like that.
That's funny. I've been revisiting some music from that age range myself, with like listening to like Pearl Jam and like Smashing Pumpkins and like Nirvana. Like, it's kind of having some of that 90s grunge feel back in my ears.
My like kind of top 3 things that I've been listening to on Spotify have been just a mix of King Giz.
Okay.
This one Spotify playlist that says Essential Alternative, which is pretty much most of everything that you've listed. So, it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think we've talked about this before, but like, I love Pearl Jam. Like, they were definitely a favorite band in my youth. They're not as up there with some of the other bands I talk about, all the time, but they're definitely a favorite, an early favorite in, my music journey.
Okay. They were a part of the puzzle to unlock a core memory kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've probably went through 5 CDs of 10 just from like playing it so much that it wouldn't play, and having to get like another one.
The album 10, if you know.
Yeah, the album 10. Which was their like debut album, has a lot of their signature tunes on it. But like, I actually like a lot of their other albums.
Yeah, it sounds like Pearl Jam is like a chapter title in the Book of Adam,
Yeah.
Definitely is. Definitely is.
How many chapters does your book have right now?
42.
42, nice.
The answer to the universe and everything, baby.
And
We're about to start the 43rd chapter in March.
Oh, Lord. Lordy Lou.
What even happened?
I like go on, so especially when I get into music that, evokes an earlier time or whatever, I just like spiral into other stuff. So like I listened to the first couple of Royal Blood albums, their first album called self-titled. I've listened to several times now, but it got me back on my, like, cause the way you feel about Pearl Jam is probably like the White Stripes for me when I was like, just getting into like wanting to like learn to play guitar and stuff like that and sing in bands. Like the White Stripes was one of my favorite bands. And so I went back and listened to every single White Stripes album after I got super into Royal Blood. And I was like, yep, still love this shit. And like, I have a lot of guitar player friends, and they tend to like shit on Jack White for being overrated. Like,
what guitar friends do you have? They're dumb.
Yeah, sounds like they're dumb.
I appreciate that, but I feel like in those circles he doesn't get appreciated much, or is just looked at as overrated. And it's like, I mean, I don't care if he's Joe Satriani. Like, the man writes to the music, and like, he is a prolific songwriter, and all his music's awesome.
Do those same people say Prince are overrated?
Yeah. Like, there's a certain attitude.
Not around me, they don't.
No. Like, what I'm saying is that there's a certain attitude with some musicians that when they have it and they get successful, people immediately like, oh, they're pretentious, and so they're overrated. And it's like this. It's like people saying that. It's like people saying that the Beatles suck. It's like, you're dumb. They don't. You know, like you don't have to like it for sure. But like saying they're dumb, it's so obviously you're just trying to like buck.
Yeah.
What, you
like
know,
objectively,
like be
they're
transgressive
good.
or whatever.
Yeah, they're like the most important rock band that ever happened. Whether they deserved it or not, or whether it's just because the spot they, you know, were right aligned with time. You know, like it's not because they are musical geniuses, but it's not because they're the musical geniuses. But the fact is they were the ones that were the torch for rock and roll that like lit the way, you know what I mean? And yes, they stole from a lot of people, and so did Elvis
and Led Zeppelin, and all of your favorite bands.
Yeah,
all of your favorite bands ripped off African American roots music, like straight up, like
straight up.
Sorry, but
straight up.
It's all stolen.
I mean, much like literature, like music in general. Like I've been reading a book lately about how to, you know, interpret literary symbolism. And it just reminds me of like kind of the ethos of that book is like, we think of there being millions of stories, just like we think of there being millions of songs. And in truth, there's only one story, and it's being written constantly and revised and self-referencing over and over again.
Gall darn, you're smart, Heath.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But it's the same with music. Like all music ties back to earlier music and uses elements of earlier music. Like,
yeah. It's all just an evolution of music as we evolve as a species and a culture.
This is the pivot I want. I want us to get real fucking heady and talk about like the connectivities of life and music and all of that.
Dude, sounds like another show.
That's the oops all banter. That's the oops all banter.
Like, we could put that behind the Patreon wall because there's no copyrighted material in that.
This is all straight off the dome, homie.
Yeah,
surprised you don't get an episode of UTT. It's oops all banter.
Oops all
first
banter.
episode.
I mean, like we joke, but like so many people are gonna be like,
just do that. Yeah,
just do that.
Special guest Zach.
I mean, Pathfinder is cool and all, but like, whatever.
What about our
what
ludicrous ramblings? Like, that's that good.
That's that good shit.
I just watched the commercial that just reminded me of it right before we got on. Of like, now Ludacris is doing insurance commercials. It's like, this is Ludacris. Did somebody call Ludacris? It's like, oh no, you need Jake from State Farm for this.
It tickles me every time.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get back into some under the table. Cutting off the banter now. You got to pay for more banter.
If you want that.
I didn't say what I was listening to. Neither did John.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
That's true.
What do you got?
We ain't even 10 in, baby. Come on.
You know what I've been listening to?
What?
Not much, really. I've been listening to Snoop. I've been listening to Snoop.
Okay.
Cool.
Snoop Dogg has a great kids album out. You know? The affirmation song is a banger. You know, lifts you up.
I'm going to listen to that.
It's wonderful. Affirmations are positive statements. Something. Yeah. I don't know. I need to listen to it some more. I've been listening to APA. I'm on the current episode. Haven't finished it.
Oh, watch out.
You know, and Sarah Bareilles.
I was I was going to make the stereotype. I was like, let me pigeonhole John and Dustin. And I'll say John's listening to King Giz and Dustin's listening to Sarah Bareilles. Like, that was my two out the gate.
My guess is John's not in King Giz mode, and he's all synthwave right now. It's all synthwave.
Wow, dude!
All
See,
the time.
here's my
Wow, you really just put me in that hole, and you know what? I do live there, so
No,
I
John's
don't even know what it
bucking.
is.
John's bucking the assumption. He said, "I'm really getting in a George Strait."
It's Merle Haggard or nothing for me these days.
He said, "Fuck biscuits, but I fucks with George."
Well, we are all trying to quit Limp
you
Bizkit.
got to taste the biscuit.
John's like, have y'all heard of Rascal Flats?
Have you guys heard of this new genre, country wave?
Country wave? Wow.
It's fusion. It's fucking cutting edge. Have you heard the Flying Lotus Jolene remix, dude? Wow.
I mean,
Sick.
wait, what's that? That sounds.
I would listen to that for sure. Yeah, I would totally listen to that.
For real though, John, what are you listening to?
Oh, just basic like electronic music. Kind of specific. It's something called synthwave.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
So called it exactly.
It's the new Keith Urban synthwave album.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Urban
that country
synthwave.
wave. It's
Oh my
that country
God.
wave, bro. You don't even know.
Yeah, it sounds like
Shit,
the
what's
sleep
it?
sounds you put on to like go to sleep, like synthwave.
Actually, no.
Yeah, that's it.
I put rain on a metal roof.
So
Ooh, yeah.
there actually is.
I'm literally
this-
Googling country wave.
Well, no,
If you
look
tell me
at
there
this.
actually is a Keith Urban synthwave album,
I'm getting it
there
right
is-
now.
There's a YouTube channel that does space banjo music, and it's like ambient space music with a banjo kind of featured in the front.
I tried it. I'm
It's
a
awesome,
fan of it.
dude.
I've always
I
been a
did
fan of
too,
banjo.
dude. I liked it. I definitely want to contact them.
Well, where's-
try to use that music for Live and Let Fly.
Who is
straight
it?
up?
What's the name?
Space
Banjo?
Banjo.
Okay.
Just
Space
put
banjo.
royalty free after Space Banjo and see what pulls up.
No, it's just called
just-
Space
no,
Banjo
this is the
on
channel.
YouTube. It's a whole channel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I fuck with this. Oh, this
Yeah,
is cool
dude.
as hell.
Nah, well, that's all you.
I think it's just like it would be perfect background music for Live and Let
yeah,
Fly, dude.
Yeah. Or hell for this one even.
But for this too.
All right, get on the horn. Let's do it.
All right. I'll send a Google.
Yeah, you can do it. You got more YouTube clout than we do, Emily. So you gotta
I might
make this
flex.
connection.
I might flex.
Yeah.
Oh, I do
Y'all
have
know-
more subscribers than them, so you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could give them a boost.
Flex.
Let's do it.
Flex, bro. I'm
Do y'all
sorry.
know who Christopher Cross is? No?
I know Crisscross, the
Oh, yeah, I was
No.
gonna say,
young
no.
hip hop group that wore their jeans backwards.
Christopher Cross did
know an
sailing,
artist y'all don't-
right? Didn't Christopher Cross do sailing?
Damn, that
What?
cred, dude.
Yeah, they did.
You
Yep.
you may know that, but I don't know if that's a win yet. Let's take a listen.
Oh, it's not. I mean, well, it is, but
Literally, the last song I listened to was Christopher Cross, Arthur's Theme. It was on the end of a show I watched, and then I was like, man, that's catchy. And then I just listened to it like 20 times, just like, I started singing it everywhere I went for like 2 days.
Yeah, it's like
takes me away. I'm sorry.
like a poor man's Neil Diamond, bro.
That's a bop.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Space Banjo was an easier transition into
Sorry.
this show, so I'm going to ignore
Okay.
the Christopher
Smart.
Cross.
Good call.
I'm going to go back to Space Banjo and say, speaking of banjos, here we are in the Wild West of Alkenstar. No, I still don't like it, but
You could say,
nonetheless.
speaking of Christopher Cross, we're going to cross into another universe.
Oh,
Damn.
There we go.
smooth.
Hero point.
Yeah. All right.
Boom, right out the bat.
Nice.
I gotta find it though. Hold on.
I've got 3 hero points. I'm stacked. I better use them.
You have 3?
That's
then
what
you
it
can't
says.
get
No.
any more.
No, that I just got 3. Just added it.
Oh, okay. Just got you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, you better use those, man, because you can't get any more.
I'm
All
over
right,
here going,
Dustin.
no, shut up.
Roll a d6, Dustin.
Ooh, I'm gonna roll a real one. Norse Foundry,
Please
what?
Norse Foundry d6.
Dude,
Thank you for the
Crystalline,
sponsorship.
beautiful dice. I love these things.
Shit.
That'd be a 1.
Hey, that means you get a personal, dude.
You're an all-star.
Roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
Another one.
6.
Okay. This one is from Jason from the 25 North podcast.
What up, Jason?
Know and love him as J Laptop.
What up, J Laptop?
What up, dude?
What'd you say?
Me?
So what up, duder?
Oh, what I thought he said, time to get neutered.
I don't like it.
That is a strong reaction to Jason.
Coming out swinging, dude. I don't even understand.
And it was so calm and subdued too.
Yeah.
Time to get neutered.
All right, here we go. This looks like this is going to be a reoccurring segment from J Laptop because it's got a header that says Dwarf Facts with Dwarf Daddy.
Go on.
Adam's not ready.
No, dude, it's a Tuesday, Jason.
Tuesday.
All right. Almost as renowned as dwarf-crafted arms and armor are their potent and deep flavor ales. As a race, dwarves seem to share a universal love of fine beer. Dwarves prefer their ales strong, with a hearty bite. Some non-dwarves find even the mildest dwarven ale to be potent to the point of distaste. Dwarves brew beers that both accentuate the flavors of their favorite meals, and, for those dwarves who travel far from the citadels of their births, remind them of home. Many drinks possess a rustic flavor, reminiscent of low-burning hearths, well-cooked meat, and soot-stained ceilings. This has been Dwarf Facts
I love
with Dwarf Daddy.
I don't know if it was even meant to be a personal, but it was all about beer, so it really feels like it's a personal. I love me some beer.
It is a personal
Nice.
side.
Nice.
If I know Jason, that was intended.
Nice.
I believe that was intended
That
to
was great.
Love it.
speak to you. Yep.
Want me
you,
a nice
Jason. That was
double
great.
IPA now.
You know what?
Either that
I'm
or he's
gonna-
under the impression that you're much shorter than you actually are.
I'm gonna step away and get another beer because I'm so inspired by that. So
I think you're the
talk
the
amongst
tallest out of
yourselves.
all of us,
Right.
Dustin.
And I think you
Him
and I are
Adam
pretty.
both tall.
John's pretty tall.
Look, man, I'm 5'6". Like, I don't think that tall as y'all are. So, like, you're all the same height to me, you know?
I think you're a little taller than I am, John.
6'6".
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
How tall are you, Dustin?
6'2", I think.
6'2", really? Okay.
I have to remeasure. I've aged a little bit, so, you can shrink.
5'8"
guess.
most days.
So I've returned with a cider. And it could be a dwarf. I think particularly a dwarf of Alkenstar. It's called Henry Hotspur's Hard Pressed Cider.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Henry Hotspur.
Hotspurs?
I feel like that has to be in canon. Somebody that lives in Alkenstar.
Yeah.
Henry Hotspur.
I feel like
Henry Hotspurs.
maybe he is Durgan's, I don't know, like cousin.
Just hold on to it because that's a replacement character is what that is.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it
Henry
is.
Hotspur. I think he was one of my vendors at Poison the Cure. Give me those,
That's
give me
right.
those small batch.
All right. Well, let's actually transition into the game now. That's
Take me away on a mind journey to the mountains of Bush.
When we last left the gang, the crew, as you guys like to be called, but you're a gang.
We're not a gang.
You will be by the end of this.
There's some
I promise.
troubadours.
Troubadours I can deal with too, because you are Henry Winkle, Left Winkle, and the Winklers. So
Didn't we just like sign on to be secret cops? Like,
you did.
we're the furthest from a gang.
Yeah, well, cops can be gangs too, Anyways, so you guys went on a couple personal errands when we last left, and it was some heavy stuff happened for a couple of you, mostly Oz. But you guys did level up and all that, and then you came back and finally got some sleep. And it's the next morning, and you have 4 days of downtime before you're to go and find Gattlebee at his home and escort him back to the Barrel and Bullet, but not without a stop at the Used Brewery. So with this downtime, you have some options, right? You have your normal activities that you could do during downtime, such as crafting or gathering information. And there's certainly information to be gathered. And then there's additional downtime activity that you can do specifically for this time called Scout a Route. And what this is that you would spend half a day scouting a route from Gattlebee's house to the Barrel and Bullet. You can use athletics, perception, society, or survival for this role. So half a day, that's 4 hours of your day would be used for that. You can, each character can do it as much as they want. Within you have 8 hours a day basically to work with. So if you want to do it twice a day, you can.
Just 8 hours of doing it.
Just doing it. So yeah, that's an option that I want to give to you. And then anything else that you might want to do is I'm open for it. But
could you repeat the skills for Scout Around?
Sure.
Or route?
Yep. Athletics, perception, society, and survival check.
I think Saze is going to be good at that.
The more successes you get, the more information you get, and the more what's called preparation points you'll earn.
Mm-hmm. And that's for Scout Around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to gather information personally. I don't think I'll be good at scouting a route, but gathering info maybe so. I got that sweet underworld lore.
Yeah, totally. Okay.
Yeah, and I think I will definitely scout a route.
Okay.
Amir thinks he's decently good at that, being the little city rat he is. So instead of all those, those martial characteristics, I'm going to use society to try to scout a route, just on base what I know about Alkenstar and all that.
All right, we'll come back to you there. Emily, what is Jules going to do?
All right, I'm gonna toss this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do like a gather information using my firearms lore? Gattlebee is working on a combustible product that could be utilized in multiple weapons. Has anybody heard anything that maybe is in the gun business?
Here's what I'm going to tell you, Emily. Is you can certainly try.
Oh, Adam, dang!
And if there is any information related to firearm lore, and you roll well on it, I would be happy to provide that for you.
Can I do that?
I'm not going to tell you if there is going to be something specific. That's part of the time spent.
Can I do that and scout her out?
As I said, you've got 8 hours a day. Gathering information. Basically, you have 2 things you can do per day.
Gotcha. Love it. Then yeah, I'll try firearms lore first.
Now, if you want to shop, that would be an action to shop. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
4 hours, half of the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's just how I'm kind of doing this to keep it straight for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think it's more than fair. It gives you plenty of opportunities here. So first round of activities. Dustin, let's start with you because you're at the top of my Zoom call. I'm sorry, John, do you have some particular things you're looking at doing?
I'm not prepared for that. All I know is that I'm going to be scouting a route.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's start with Dustin. You said you're going to scout a route for your first day.
Yes.
Is that going to be what you're going to do all day?
I think I'll spend the first half of the day scouting around and then do a little bit of shopping.
Okay, I like it. So roll me either an athletics, perception, society, or survival. I believe for you, you're going to go with society, yes?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Here we go. That is a nat 20 for a 27.
Hey, starting out strong.
Yeah.
Coming out big with a critical success on this. You climb to a great vantage point, spot noteworthy details, and you earn 2 preparation points right out the gate. And what you learn is that Gattlebee's house sits away from the road, amid an overgrown yard full of some sticky, bushy flowers. A small shed sits in front of the house, facing away from the road. The property is enclosed in a chicken wire fence. You, Dustin, Amir, can roll either a nature or crafting check on the flowers.
Oh.
To determine what kind of flowers. Yeah, they definitely stick out to you, especially as a alchemist.
I wonder. And I'm going to roll a crafting check.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 12 for a 19 total.
Beautiful. That is a success. So you identify these, and I don't know who's taking notes. Maybe you should take notes, especially during this time as you're gathering information.
Mm-hmm.
That these sticky bushy flowers are a plant called sedum.
Sedum. You
Yes,
seed them and they grow them.
sedum. And you identify that this particular variety of sedum is very poisonous.
Ooh. Interesting.
I will tell you one little extra piece of information about this sedum. You know that it's like poison ivy or poison oak.
Mm-hmm.
That contact is poisonous. Okay, so just touching it is very poisonous.
Like
and
how
that's
poisonous? Just
you
on the
wouldn't
level
want
of
to
poison?
even you wouldn't want to wade through it.
Oh, gotcha.
Now it won't kill you, right? You know that it's not lethal.
Mm-hmm. And that's his yard?
His entire yard is filled with it.
And on the outskirts is a barbed wire fence?
Right.
Gotcha.
There is a path that weaves through it, like a stone path. But up to the edges of that path all throughout is just bushes of this sedum. And it's like a green and blue stalk topped with a clump of small flowers resembling broccoli is what it looks like.
Delicious.
And it's covered in this mildly toxic resin that sticks to flesh, fur, and equipment alike, causing affected creatures to break out in an itchy rash.
My first thought is I'm wondering if I could pick some for study. But I don't know how mechanically that would help or anything.
Well, essentially, the roll you just made is the information that you would gain from that.
Okay.
I'm just allowing you to do that from sight and kind of go through
Gotcha.
your little alchemy book and doing some references, because it's not an uncommon. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually rare.
Nice.
Sedum is not, but the poisonous variety is rare. So that's pretty good. I mean, with a critical success, I'm trying to give you a good bit there. And that's what you learn with that action. And then you spend the other half of the day shopping, right?
Indeed, I do.
What do you want to tell us what you're going to purchase?
I am going to go to a specialty shop that I assume Amir knows of, and purchase with the gold that I got as a reward, and all the gold that I've basically saved up, and purchase an alchemical crossbow.
Nice.
Along with some elixirs of healing.
Nice. Okay. Let's move to Emily and talk about your day. Are you going to spend all day gathering information? Or are you going to try your first turn with the firearms lore? See what you can learn with that.
Let's try firearms lore and just see if I can make something pretty cool happen like some other people did.
Okay. Just roll a natural 20 and you'll be great.
Yeah, just do that then.
It can happen. Visualize.
Can I just not click the firearm skill and it do the thing?
You should be able to.
Let me pop it back in.
Oh, that's why.
Ah, yes. Do I need to hide it or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Not a natural 20. That's a 14 total.
That is... Yeah, you're asking around and nothing really kind of comes up. I don't know. Maybe as you're asking around, like somebody looks like they're going to say something to you, but then there might be a flicker of recognition. You know, like, oh, you're hot. I don't know if I want to talk to you. You can see them kind of tense up as they pull back. But you have another 4 hours in your day. You could try again, right? Like, it just is taking you longer to find somebody to talk if you want to keep trying, or you could try a different skill. You could try to craft. I do want to remind you that I think you guys, some of you have some +1 weapons that you're not using, so you could spend some time transferring that +1 potency rune to a weapon that is being used. I just want to throw that out.
Oh, that's a very, very good point. Shoot. Man, that would be...
I'm trying to think. What I mean, I could be wrong in that, but I think, like, yeah, so George has a +1 rapier and a +1 whip. Are you using both of those?
Yeah.
You can use a rapier?
Yeah, that was the weapon I started with.
Right on. Okay. And you're using the whip? I mean, you can't have both equipped and cast magic. Just throwing that out there.
Sure.
Okay. All right. And then I'm looking at Jules.
I had the hand wraps, but I think I actually already moved that, or either sold it. So I don't see the hand
Maybe we
wraps
already
anymore.
did this one.
Or maybe I put it in the party bag, you know?
No, I don't see it though.
Well, okay.
Let this be a lesson, guys. You got to keep up with your loot. That is your job as players, not mine. So, but that's all right. You guys have some money. You could certainly buy a +1. And there was a +1 hand wrap somewhere. So I'm not sure where that went to. And your gun is a +1, right? Because of, you made it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So what are you going to do with your other 4 hours of the day for this day? You got 3 more, so.
Probably gonna go ahead and buy some healing potions.
Okay, so you're going to shop, get some healing potions. Yeah. All right, like it. All right, Heath, what's George going to do with his day?
I think George, after, the whole sort of revelation that we're working for the Duchess, or at least attempting to help the Duchess, after processing that a little bit, gets kind of inspired and is like, okay, well, this is in my wheelhouse. Like, I feel more confident about what I need to do. So he's going to spend the whole day trying to gather information. Like, he's got his little, tack board, trying to put stuff together, anything that he can. So I just want to get all the information I can for the first day.
All right, so you can roll a diplomacy or you can roll a performance, Like, you could go perform and, like, try to overhear it.
That's fun. And I think they're the same benefits or bonuses. Let's see, 8 to diplomacy, 8 to performance. Yeah. So we could try both. If the performance doesn't work, we can try, hitting the streets with diplomacy. So performance. Okay.
What do you look like with the hatted disguise?
I didn't even think about the hatted disguise.
I didn't either.
I don't know. Just a human. Like he wants to blend in as much as possible.
Do you still have a hatted disguise, or because you bought one, right?
Yeah, we needed them.
Right. Okay.
I thought we all. We had to purchase an extra one because one got lost, but I thought we all purchased one.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember.
Okay. But yeah, just like he wants to look kind of nondescript, like brown-haired human, brown beard, and goes and performs, and that is an 18 to performance.
Okay, so that is a success.
Oh, cool.
So let's see here.
Playing those George Strait greatest hits.
Yep.
Are you planning on doing this all day today? Spending your day just performing?
Well, I mean, what I was under the impression is that it's divided into 4-hour chunks, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Are you going to spend both of your daily activities doing performance?
Well, I was going to try one of each. I was going to try performance and diplomacy. If there's any difference. If there's not, then I can do both.
I mean, you can roll whatever you want. You know, you just have, I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you were spending the whole day gathering information, go ahead and give me your second roll, and then I'll just give you all the information you gather for the day at once.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was different information you could get based on the different skills. So I was going to do half the day performance, half the day diplomacy, trying to like actually go and, you know, find someone who'd be willing to talk.
So let's say that that you perform to kind of warm people up, and then as people come up to you after your performance to talk, you're kind of like drinking with them and carousing with them. Yeah. Okay, so while you're playing, you overhear the table close to you saying, "Hearts at High Noon concludes next week. I mean, have you been following the show? I got to know who Sheriff Longtusk ends up with." And you kind of hone in on them that this might be a talkative bunch, right?
Okay.
And they're into your show. They're obviously like into entertainment, you know? And, so like after your show, they come up to you and they're like, "Man, that was awesome. You played my favorite song, you know? And, you know, down by the river, what's the name of the river in this town? Euphrates?
The Eustrati.
Yeah, the Eustrati River. Man, that just speaks to me, you know? I know it's dirty, but it's our river, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally understand. That song always resonated with me as well.
Yeah, you did such a good, like, version of it, you know? Like, I heard that song a bunch of times, but I hadn't quite heard it like you did it, you know? Like, it seemed like it had a little extra oomph to it, you know?
Yeah, I try to use the unique qualities of the fiddle to get that sort of rolling water kind of vibe.
Yeah, man. So you guys carry on. Go ahead and roll a diplomacy check.
Okay. Okay. I got a 15 plus 8 is 23.
Ooh, okay, that's good. And you hear them say, "Man, you heard about that Gattlebee feller? Couple weeks ago, damn blew up the college."
Oh, I heard about there was some kind of explosion. I don't know anything else about it. What's the scoop?
Well, I mean, it's just like he like developed this crazy new explosive stuff, I guess. And people are so dumb in this town, I swear. I mean, I love it here, but damn, sometimes I'm just like, y'all are dumb. Because there's these alchemists all over town, man. They're trying to duplicate his results, and they just keep blowing up their own labs, you know?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I heard one of them burned down a whole building. If they had any brains at all, they'd just go and buy that old geezer a pint and get him to spill the beans to his own formula. That's what I'd do. Yeah. And you get the sense like, no, dude, that wouldn't work at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, everything you've been told about Gattlebee is like, one, you're not going to get to
You'd get yourself blown up trying to get there. Yeah.
Just to get to him, and then, like, him going out for a pint is just not happening. You know, like, he's like a homebody, and, you know. But, yeah, so, I mean, maybe anything like groundbreaking, but you're getting the feel of the hubbub about town, and Gattlebee's definitely on the lips of people. This you get the sense that the news is out about this formula, right? And so you get a better understanding of why Phoebe is anxious about this and why you got to get Gattlebee safe, because there's a bunch of people that really want
if
this
it's getting
around.
talked about this commonly just in cafes and stuff, then the criminal element of town definitely knows about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's your day. It's a good day. John, what's Asaze up to this day?
Okay, so first off, I did want to. I feel like Asaze would wake up and probably had time to process that he had killed a shield marshal. So I feel like he would want to, I don't know, check the local paper, to see if there was anything about the death of a shield marshal, if it's being even reported.
Interesting. Yeah, we're going to call that a gathering information.
Okay.
How are you in diplomacy?
And diplomacy, that's a
And
great
society.
question, because I never checked diplomacy. Okay, society, I'm a 0. As well as diplomacy.
What's your lore?
Engineering. I checked the
What else
funnies,
you-
right?
Yeah.
You nailed
you
the
know,
crossword puzzle.
I guess like rolling a check to check the paper seems silly anyway. Really? I mean,
Yeah, because it's all assembled there
you
for
can
you.
read.
You know?
You can read.
Right.
Yeah, what I'll say is no. There is no report of it.
Okay. All right.
Nothing that's making like page-breaking news.
Okay. All right. And how much time did that consume?
That I won't count that as an
Okay.
action.
All right. In that case, he's gonna go ahead and scout a route.
All right. So you're gonna use which skill? Survival, probably?
Perception.
Perception.
That's my highest.
All right. All right.
Why is it not letting me roll? Okay, that's why. For a 14. Yeah, pretty low.
You don't discover much else than what you like pass Amir. And he just tells you what he already knows.
Okay, gotcha.
But you could spend your second one trying again for sure.
You know what? Yes, yeah. I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll save what I'm going to do next time for the next round.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
All right, so
yeah,
just
I'm
roll
rolling
again.
it. I was on a 19, and then rolled onto a 9, so I got a 16.
All right. Well, that is a success, though.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So not quite enough to get a new piece of information.
Okay.
But you feel like you basically get the idea that maybe also checking out the East of All Brewery would be good,
All right.
but you kind of get turned around, and by the time you get there, it's dark, it's so you can't really
I found it.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Right. You know where it is.
Right.
All right. Okay, thank you guys for a great round. Now, I would like to speed up the process of the next couple days, right? We've kind of got the vibe of how this works. Let's just kind of speed run through the next couple days. Dustin, day 2.
Day 2, I would gather information.
All right.
Do I have to specify a target of that information? Like what?
No.
Okay.
So it's diplomacy is its base, but if you have an argument for a different skill, I'm open.
Let's see. I would say society or lore city.
Let's go with lore
I
city.
know where to go to get the information.
I like
Best
lore
bet.
city. Yep.
All right. That is a 19 for a 26.
That is
rocks.
a critical
Nice.
success.
Nice.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. There's this like, as you're kind of moving around through town, you go to like the shops, like the street of shops that gets checked down a lot, just to check what's going on, see if you can see any shield marshals doing their thing, and you do, and like you see some shield marshals walking away. You see this kind of rotund, bearded man coming out of a shop. He's got like grease all over an apron and everything. And he says,
Oh, the sheriff marshal shut down my shop again. I don't sell anything edible. I don't know why rats would be a problem. One more payment, one more. That's what Muglin's goons said last week. Compounding interest, they says. I'll never dig my way out of this hole.
And he heads towards like a bar.
So
Muglin's
basically,
the equivalent of a credit card company.
yeah, kind of.
like a predatory real estate.
Or, the equivalent to a gangster who shakes you down for protection money,
Potato,
that's like
potato.
But to look legit, it's like a payday loan service.
right. All right.
So the sentiment of the public isn't too favorable to Muglin. At least that guy.
Not the small folk, as it were. Not the people who don't have any power.
And I like to say, because of my hat of disguise, I look like a Karen.
A Karen?
Just whatever you think of when I say that, that's what it is.
I've got a very clear hairstyle in my mind.
Yep, you know it.
Yeah.
All right, second action for the day.
I would say this is going to be just me kind of walking around the city within that 8 hours, trying to just gather information, just make it a dedicated day of doing that.
Go ahead and roll your Lore City again then.
Just sneaking around, not sneaking, proudly being a Karen.
Yeah, Karen doesn't sneak.
All right. That is a 15 for a 22.
It's another success.
Nice.
And as you're just walking around, you see this kind of hunched over, wiry, not quite old, but maybe 50s, 60s kind of man with a hooked nose and black hair. And he's talking to his friend, and he's like,
Another shipment lost. The powder keg punks gang is out of control. They didn't even steal my shipment. They just blew it up for fun. What kind of miscreants? Did you know that they snort black powder?
and you kind of overhear this as they're walking by, and it kind of fades, and that's the part that you pick up, Okay, great. Emily, day 2. Jules.
All right, first things first. I'm going to try and scout a route, this time perception.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, 23.
That is a success. You head to the Yeast of All Brewery yourself, and you get there early in the day, and you can see that it looks like it's been out of business for a while. All the windows are boarded up from the inside, and the doors are locked. And you also have a total of 4 points now. Okay. 4 PPs, otherwise known as preparation points. But we're going to call them PPs.
Well, I'm already here. I'd love to just keep this
keep it up?
This looking train going.
All right, let's go.
Keep up your pee-pee.
Keep up my pee-pee,
Well, I can keep my pee-pee up.
I don't know. It's getting
That's
late in the
called
day.
priapism.
That's 14. I think I may see my doctor.
It's okay. It happens to everybody,
Yeah.
Emily.
If it's longer than 4 hours, see a doctor.
Yeah. Boy, have we got a miracle pill for you.
Heath.
Okay, so I like the sort of format of the first day, and my thought is George, knowing the city and the different cafes and bars and stuff around town, he would be going to different sections of the city these first couple of days. Maybe he went to Skyside the first day and found a little smaller establishment, and now he goes to Smokeside. So I'm going to do the same thing. Gather information. I'll start with performance, and then for the second one, can I use underworld lore? I more want to try to target if, now that I know the word is out, have what are the gangs saying, or can I find any information about the criminal elements approach to this? So first, performance. Okay. 21.
Yeah, that's a success. And so I will say that you hear some people complaining about the powder keg punks as well.
Okay.
Like as you're playing. And if you want to follow up with that group of people, you can certainly use Underworld lore.
Yeah.
And because this is so specifically Underworld, right? It's the powder keg punks. I'm lowering the DC for this roll.
Oh,
so
cool.
Let's see what you find out.
Yeah, I mean, he would be immediately intrigued, knowing something of those organizations. Okay. 24.
24. Well, because of the lower diplomacy, that is a critical success.
Nice. Thank you for lowering the DC.
Yeah, well, you also kind of have a particular knowledge of the powder keg punks, and I think the biggest thing that stands out to you that you hear is that their numbers have grown very recently.
Oh.
A lot of new faces, and that a lot of the old faces haven't been seen in a while. And there's like this rumors that they've kind of retreated out of the public eye and have a bunch of young people out, kind of like they've elevated as a gang to the point to where the boss and the capos are insulating themselves with a large group of soldiers. You know what I mean?
So
and that's the powder keg punks?
Powder keg punks, yes. So they're higher ups they're trying to like avoid heat and detection.
They seem to have recently like elevated in status as a gang, and you could, with that critical success, you can probably assume a timeline to about when your place was burned down and you were making the deal for the powder punk kegs with Muglin.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know.
Dang,
very intrigued.
Yeah. All right, and Asaze, day 2.
So first, he's going to want to do some crafting. To move a +1 weapon potency rune from those wraps.
From the mysterious hand wraps.
From the mysterious hand wraps to his Flissa.
Okay, I can dig it. So 4 hours to do that. I think there's like checks involved. I honestly don't care. Like, I want +1s to be able to be moved pretty freely as long as you take the time to do it. Mm-hmm. I think you have to pay some cost though. I do think that you have to pay. Look into that, John. I think there's like a fraction of the cost you have to pay to transfer the rune.
All right, I'll look into that.
Yep. All right, and then second action.
Second action is going to be scouting a route.
Okay, great. Let's see what you can find.
All right. Let's do 16.
Okay, that is a success, but again, it doesn't cross the threshold of new information. However, I will say that the lead now that you do discover is finding a way to cross the Eustrati, because the house is on one side, the brewery's on the other.
I mean, is there a bridge to cross the Eustrati?
Yeah, well, if you keep scouting, I can give you more information, John. What I'm saying is what you just did made you think about maybe this is worth investigating more.
Gotcha.
To find out what bridge we're going to take to get across.
Right. Okay.
All right?
Gotcha.
Cool. Great. All right. Day 3, Dustin, back to you.
I would like to propose something.
Okay.
John, or Osaze's archetype is the scout, right?
Yes. Yes.
In the description, it says you're an expert in espionage and reconnaissance, right? There's an activity that says follow the expert.
All right.
Okay.
But it's all about being an expert in a skill,
Okay. Sure.
If this is very situational, like we are scouting, we are like doing espionage and reconnaissance. So he's an expert in that because he has scouting. Can I follow the expert and go with him for a full day of scouting
tag
teaming scouting using follow the expert to raise the skill level raise the rolls by +2?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's
you roll your. I think the way follow the expert is you get a +2, but the person with the lowest skill is the one that rolls.
Yeah, well, the ally must be at least an expert in that skill, but what we just said. While following the expert, you match their tactic or attempt similar skill checks. Thanks to your allies' assistance, you can add your level as a proficiency bonus to the associated skill check, even if you're untrained. Additionally, you gain circumstance bonus to your skill check based on the allies' proficiency. So that would be a +4?
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I love it. Yeah, so you do that boosts your roll, and because you're following him, you're getting a better roll. Right?
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, that's what it says. Yeah, I can link the link I'm looking at. Of course, you probably find it.
The biggest thing that it says that it must be willing to provide assistance. It's not capitalized, so I don't think that means that John or Asaze has to spend an action to aid, right? Like, so I think that's all good.
Okay.
All good. Correct us if we're wrong out there, but for the sake of this, let's just do it. And John, are you good with the two of you spending a day scouting?
I am.
So let's do that.
Yeah, great idea.
Nice.
So both of y'all just give me 2 rolls for scouting. Society, two rolls for. Well, you have to do perception. You have to do whatever roll that
I do.
Your roll is tied to Osaze's
Yeah. Okay.
to
How's
Asaze's
your
expert.
perception?
Well, it's you have to be an expert, so it's only a skill that you have an expert training in.
Gotcha. Okay. There we go.
So that's perception? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's see. What the heck? Where even is it? It's on your main sheet?
So give me 2, Asaze.
Okay.
2 rolls, since you're spending all day doing it.
Sure.
Wow. What'd you get, John?
For the first roll, I got a 21. Mm-hmm. Second roll, I got a 10.
Okay. Dustin, let's get some rolls here, buddy.
Okay. I'm just gonna do physical. That's a 7 on the die plus 4, so no.
Okay, give me
11.
a second one.
And 19 on the die plus 8. So perception is plus 4, and then I get a plus 4 bonus.
Right.
So yeah, that's 27.
27. Okay, so that's between all 4 rolls. So between the 2 of you, that's 1 success and 1 critical success.
Yes.
Which means that you get a total of 3 points.
It's cool that John was succeeded on the first one, and then like they swapped, right? He succeeded, then failed, and then you failed. Dustin failed, and then succeeded. It really is like John showed him how to do it, or Asaze showed him how to do it, and then he did it even better.
Yeah.
Right. I like it. Okay. This is actually enough for you guys to get 2 pieces of information here.
Awesome. So are the what are the points called?
Preparation points.
And they're just group based, everybody?
PP.
Yeah. It's what the party is collectively getting these.
Awesome.
So you learn that the best place to cross these strata is an old stone bridge that many locals call Bottleneck Bridge. Vendors set up tents and wheel in carts to trade here during the day. At night, the shield marshals set up a checkpoint on the bridge to reduce smuggling. So you're certainly going to want to do this during the day, not at night, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You also learn that near one of the unrented stalls at Bottleneck Bridge are some cigar butts with gunpowder on the mouthpiece. Okay? So think about who might be using those.
So near one of the
Unrented.
Like an empty booth.
Okay.
Yeah, an empty vendor booth. You see some cigar butts, like some people had been there with some gunpowder on the mouthpiece.
Okay.
Knowing that this seems like a good place you could be ambushed, and so are going to get a little bonus on some awareness about this bridge when you come here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because you notice that there's, if you were to relate this at the end of the day to George, he would tell you that that's like a powder keg punk thing that they do. Like they gamble with their mouth by putting gunpowder at the end. So they see how close they can get to like chiefing it down without blowing it up.
That sounds like something youths would do.
They're a bunch of pyros. It's like their whole deal.
Yeah. Just sounds like some Acme shit right there, dude.
Yeah. Great scouting route day. Twins, what are you guys doing today?
Honestly, same as it ever was. Just gonna keep up scouting, I think, because that's pretty much perception's really the best thing I can bring to the table.
Right, and I will say that you guys have pretty much got all the gather information you can get. Plus some. You know, I'm just like letting you know now so you don't waste your actions. If there's some there might still be some shopping you might want to do. Just throwing that out there that you feel like you got a pretty good lay of the scuttlebutt as a group at this point.
Does everybody have the weapon that they're going to use with a +1 on it now?
So not the most recent one I purchased, but I'm good.
I'm trying to look into my gun situation. I don't know if it's a +1.
It may not have a +1. Yeah, I think it just has the dice boost.
Yeah.
So you might
I
want
need to know where those
you?
hand wraps went. Basically, did we?
John just took them to boost his weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I have 2 weapons, and both of them have a +1. So if you need one, I could take one off my sword and just start using my whip.
I do. Yes.
And so,
cooler.
you.
Yeah,
I think
you can
after
also
we
buy one for 35 gold. Just throwing that out there.
I have 22 gold because I bought some potions.
I got you.
It would be cheaper and more efficient, I think, to transfer it over. Because realistically, I don't need to use 2 weapons. I like the versatility, but I'm not our main damage dealer. So I think once we've kind of gathered a bunch of information and figured out, okay, we feel pretty good about our plan, or at least how it's coming together, that that last day or two, it's like, okay, let's make sure everybody's gear is up to snuff. And so I think George would just check in with everybody, be like, do you need anything for your gear, whatever, and obviously would go to Jules at some point, and if she needs the help, he's like, all right, well, you're lucky, I got 2 runes here.
You were always better at sharing than I was. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to use this whip, and he cracks it on the floor.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that would be 4 hours from one of you to craft to do that, right?
Yeah.
Presumably that's going to be...
I'll do it.
Yes, be you. Okay, so you do it. You have 1 action remaining for the day. You said you're going to scout a route. Let's get the roll.
22.
All right, that's a success. That gets you 1 point.
Okay.
Heath, you want to join her to scout a route the rest of the day?
I mean, I guess I'm just going to be dead weight. I'm not good at any of the skills.
It's not a terrible DC, so
it's perception and society. What are the necessary
perception, society, survival, or athletics.
Okay, I mean, I can
Is it just straight gathered information, a diplomacy?
Well, we're not doing
you're
it.
right.
We've
It's
gotten
like
all
a
the
mini,
information
sorry.
that we can get.
Yeah,
We're just trying to scout as much as we can. Yeah, I mean, I can try. I mean, perception's my only real useful skill for this.
Same.
So do 2 of them.
Yeah, because I did the crafting
Yeah.
on my own.
Right. Okay, 10 on the first one,
No good.
and 23 on the second.
That's great. All right. So, you join Jules for the second half of the day, and between the 2 of you, you get up to 10 peepees, and
We're flush with people.
yeah, and some nearby shops are undergoing renovations and would be perfect hiding spots for an ambush. An anonymous tip to the shield marshal should get those sites shut down for investigation. So you think that you could maybe let Phoebe know about this to try to get those potential hiding spots taken down. Which I presume you do.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Sure.
Okay,
Nice.
last day. let's just quick fire. Everybody's going to be scouting a route.
Yeah, probably.
That's one of
Well, I was thinking I
Yeah.
might be able to forge or craft a forgery.
Yeah, if you spend all day.
Yeah.
All right,
Do
so
that.
you do that. What forgery are you crafting here?
I was thinking some kind of like fake and internal like note between us and Gattlebee, or I don't want to implicate Phoebe or anything like that, or y'all, just like me, or maybe a note from Gattlebee, not to like doesn't actually give like a it just says like to whom it may concern. It doesn't actually say to who.
Yeah.
But
All
like
concerned. Yeah.
like describing like where the route, like where he's gonna go. Like I'll meet you here. I'm not gonna take the bridge. Or I'm not gonna take the what was that bridge? The just
Bottleneck Bridge.
yeah, I'm not gonna take the bottleneck bridge because of it's hot, or whatever. And then take a different route and kind of see if I can, or somebody else can leave that note somewhere for somebody to find. I don't know how that works, but that was
I
my
want to do
idea.
this thing, but I don't know how it's possible.
I can create the forgery. I just don't know how
Yeah.
to disseminate that piece of information.
Right. Well, that's the key
an
part
idea.
of this plan.
Okay.
Roll me a blind society check.
A
please.
blind society check.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm confused about the goal. You're trying to like mislead
He's trying to
some
send them-
people.
yeah.
Yeah,
Send
I'm
him off
trying
the
to
trail.
mislead.
He's trying to
either-
leak it that he's going to take him across a different bridge than the
Exactly,
one you're going to take him across.
because that bridge has already got the powder keg bunch or whatever.
Powder keg punks.
Yeah, powder keg punks, and they're
Powder
like
keg bunch.
scouting it out.
Another group of PPs.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Give me that
yeah,
blind check.
okay,
my
yes, I will do that. Society. Here goes. Blind. Private GM roll or blind GM. There we go. Here we go.
man. All right. So you do it. You take a look at it. You're like, oh, this looks pretty good, and you crumple it up in a ball and just throw it out your window. At the barreled bullet, and hope that somebody finds it.
Saze finds it.
What is this? This is not the bridge we're going to take.
This is the information he's gathered. Is this fake shit?
There's propaganda about us out here.
And I'm just like, I knew praying doesn't do anything. It was supposed to get to where it needed to be. Okay, cool. That's what I did.
All right, great. So that's your day 4. Everybody else, are you guys just doing scouting?
I'm going to be doing scouting and purchasing some healing potions.
right.
All in all, that's going to be 19.5. That's including the 3.5G for the transferal of the rune.
All right, let me get that roll though on the scout.
All
That's
right.
the more interesting thing.
All right. Ooh, okay. All right. 21.
All right, that puts you at 11. All right, and who else is going to scout today on the
I
final
have a
day?
quick question. If I'm going to try crafting something, is that a full
You
day?
already did. No, you already did that the day before. You just have to spend the gold for it. Oh, you could craft something else other than
Yeah.
transferring a rune? Yeah, so that would take a whole day.
Well, quick question. Do we have Hat of Disguise? I do not. For
You should have
Gattlebee.
one.
No.
I don't
think y'all
think that
bought
we
one
bought
for the
because
party.
they were expensive. Like she sold us one. Phoebe sold us one at like a steep discount, and that
But y'all
was
already
it.
had one, right?
No,
From like the very
No.
beginning.
no.
She took them all
No.
back?
She took them all
Yes.
back.
Oh.
We just bought one because you were seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the only one that has one.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't realize she took them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened in an episode that you were there at. I promise.
I mean, I trust you.
So my question is, are you going to be wearing that, or are we going to try and put it on Gattlebee? Because if Gattlebee doesn't have any form of disguise, I'm going to attempt to secure disguises.
Definitely, I would let him have that. I mean, I can,
I guess what's more obvious? You
I got
out
my
in the
disguise
open?
kit. So I can disguise myself with the disguise kit. Or we can use that on Gattlebee as well. But I think the Hat of Disguise on Gattlebee is probably more prudent since that's like who they're looking for. He's like the hot goss in Alkenstar.
And also, those are expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even if you're crafting it.
I also have a disguise kit, so
Yeah.
that's what I would have been using.
Yep, same.
All right, then I think that's probably what you were thinking, Dustin, about disguise kit versus hat. Then I will just do perceptions all day.
Okay. All right.
20, dirty.
All right, that gets you to 12, and I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that this is the max.
Oh, okay.
As far as
So there's nothing left for me to do.
You can try to get. You will be able to spend these points, so it's worth doing it to try to gain some more points. But there's no more information you can get after this little bit that I'm about to give you now.
Okay.
Back alleys and side streets do provide alternative routes, so you note these, and this will help you in any potentially if needed. You know, you got a really strong lay of the land. Heath, go ahead and give me your 2 scouting rolls.
Do they have to be scouting? Like, if I'm just fishing for points, can I just do gather information again?
Well, gather information doesn't give you points.
Oh, okay. All right. 24.
Hey, that's a success.
And that's another 1 point. Mm-hmm. Okie doke. And 21.
All right, that's another success. That leaves you guys with 14 total PPs.
Awesome. 14 PPs. Never thought
That's
I'd
a lot
have
of
that many
PPs.
PPs.
Yeah.
14 PPs to evade the PP gang.
All right. So you guys do that, and you wrap up your downtime days. I want to push forward just a little bit more, if you don't mind. Go just a little bit longer in this episode.
Okay.
And I want you guys to go ahead and go to Gattlebee's house. I mean, let's do that, right?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys arrive at, assuming that you don't do anything on the way to intentionally draw any attention, you reach the sidewalk in front of Vashon Gattlebee's Steamhaven residence without issue. But you now know that there's this pathway surrounded by this very poisonous shrubbery.
Yes.
Right? A chicken wire fence contains a small lot overgrown with weeds and bushy flowers. A small gate separates the southern end of the lot from the street. A rusted lock hangs uselessly from the gate, serving only to keep it from swinging open in the wind. Beyond the gate, the foliage-choked yard is broken up by large stepping stones, a small shed, and a dilapidated house to the north. Welcome to Gattlebee's residence.
Okay, guys, just remember, don't touch any of these flowers. They may look pretty, don't even smell them. They are highly poisonous.
They're not even that pretty. They look like broccoli.
I mean, to each their own. I think they're very pretty.
All right. Okay,
Noted.
let's do this.
Oh, before we go anywhere, and I hand each of you an elixir of life minor.
Nice.
Okay.
Gimme.
Gimme.
Make sure you track that that's the infused ones. I think that's a separate entry in the compendium.
How many of you are trained in stealth?
I am.
I am.
So, thank you, John. Emily?
I am.
I am too.
We're all
great.
trained.
It's wonderful.
Is it? Are you
Is it
you make
wonderful?
me concerned.
So,
I think it's
Amir-
more. It would be a problem if we weren't.
Right.
Our disguise
Amir
kit's active right now.
and George, as you approach this gate, you see that there is a tripwire fastened to the gate, and that it would snap if the gate was opened.
Oh.
You look a little, George, you specifically, both of you see that, but George, you quickly follow the tripwire and can look up and see that there's a small stone that's like attached to the wire, right? So if the wire breaks, the stone would fall.
Okay.
It's like this like electric blue stone. It almost looks glass.
Okay. Yeah, and George is like, all right, it's Home Alone time. Watch out for the tripwire. It goes up to what I'm assuming is an electric rock or something.
Maybe like a spell gem or something.
Can I examine the stone?
Sure. You can give a crafting check on this.
Yeah.
Can I aid?
Aiding is very difficult. You have to roll a 20.
Oh.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. Flavor aid.
I know that's probably not the best time to use it, but I'm going to use a hero point if I don't get good.
That's fair.
Because I got 3.
Love that. Oh, yeah, you have 3. Cool.
Yeah. All right, I'll use a hero point.
Okay, on the 13 that you just rolled.
Yep, on the 13. Sorry, listeners. This is a show. I rolled a 13 total. I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll.
I love that he let them know this is a show.
I'm reminding myself. All right, that's a little better for 21.
21. Okay, yeah, you can identify this as a thunderstone. So if it were
That
to
makes
break,
Pokemon evolve.
yeah, you know that if this were to break, it would do some sonic splash damage, in a 10-foot radius, and potentially deafen somebody. So you know,
Let's steal it.
So yeah, like no joke. That's something that you can try to do. You definitely see the apparatus. If you want to remove the thunderstone, it would be a thievery check. If you want to try to catch it when it falls, that'll be a reflex save.
I have an 8 to thievery.
Wow, I got a 4 to thievery.
I have a 7 to thievery.
Guess Mama just raised me better.
I was going to say, I'm untrained. Mommy raised me right.
I was always the black sheep of the family.
Well, we both are, but you're the shadier of the two black sheep.
The midnight black sheep, you know.
I'm like,
So
that
thievery.
little stone is a thunderstone. Maybe you can get it?
Oh, I like getting stuff. That's like my middle name. GM, am I supposed to do this public or private?
Well, you can do it public. You can
I love
see
I love that.
Rebel in your success. Yeah,
28.
you're able to. Yeah, with a DC of 15, you're easily able to remove the thunderstone from the wire and disable this trap.
Yeah, for you, it actually does make you evolve like a Pokemon, and now you're a taller and stronger version of yourself.
Oh my gosh,
Slightly
I love
different
this.
coloring.
All right.
I would actually hand that probably to George because
Magic.
And my hands are typically pretty full being a dual wielder, so.
Yeah.
Yep, I know that.
Why don't you hold on to this? It matches your whole color palette there.
Yeah, I'll make a necklace out of it or something.
All right, so yeah, you can open the door. Keep moving forward.
That was some of my Foley work.
Good Foley work
I
there.
like it. Very good. As whoever takes the first step in, let me know what your marching order is, because it's only room for one of you on the path.
Kick the door open.
I say either me or Osaze. Don't we both have the highest perceptions?
I have a 7.
Yeah.
Both of you have 7s. Yep.
Melee, you go first.
All right.
And you can scout. Yeah.
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 All right, so take just one step in on the path, and for what it's worth, I'm rolling some secret checks here.
I noticed
behind the
that.
screen.
Yeah.
And Asaze, you notice that the stone right in front of you looks a little bit more raised than the rest of the stone, and tell that it's a pressure sensor.
All right.
And you see a nozzle kind of in between the cracks, like where the grout might be in the little crack there. And so there's some sort of like nozzle there that seems like it would shoot out something at you if you stepped on this stone.
Okay, all right, yeah. So he's just going to kind of raise his hand very subtly, I mean, to not attract attention here. Just kind of like to let them know, hey, this is a red stone, this is a trap. And kind of moves his eyes towards the nozzle, just kind of showcasing, like, hey, this is how this works real quick.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do now? That they know that it's there. And you know this.
So what do I do to let them know? I just
No,
said.
what do you do? What do you do now?
Oh, okay.
After
What
you
do I
let
do
them
now?
know.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to, I guess, hop over it, or
Just
Okay.
step over.
or no. Perception check
That's
to
gonna
see the next area after that.
No, so you see the pressure plate and a nozzle. Mm-hmm. Jumping over it would be very difficult, considering that you have to make a corner and there's these bushes. So you
Disable.
might try to disable the
Yeah,
trap.
but see, if I'm trying not to see this public noise around me is making me think that I'm surrounded. You know, that people are going to notice me trying to disable a trap.
You already know that this house is off the beaten path.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's nobody's watching you.
Okay,
Nobody gives
all
a
right.
shit.
Excellent. Okay, so I just kind of like keep a lookout while I disable this, and so I'm going to go ahead and attempt with a crafting check. Yes.
What are you trying? How are you trying to disable it?
By the nozzle. See.
Yeah. What do you want to do to the nozzle?
If there's a way to clog it. To keep
Sure.
it from-
Give me a thievery check.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 14. I'm gonna use a hero point on that.
Okay.
Okay, a little bit better. That's a 17.
All right. That hero point turned it from a failure to a success.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
You're able to clog the nozzle with a little bit of cloth. All right.
Excellent.
So
gotta put it in
that
deep.
that is certainly disabled, and you can make your way down the whole first part of the path there. Everybody can kind of get in
All
on
right.
the stone path.
You said
Is
all
any-
the way down, so all the way to right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
All right, cool.
Hey, if there's any more, stuff you need to disable, use our little thief here, Jules.
All right.
She's good at disabling traps and stealing stuff from people.
What are you doing behind me then, Jules? Come on.
Oh,
If you're so great at this, let's see it.
Watch the
well,
flowers.
I can't. You know, we're already on the path. You know, unless you want to do a hokey pokey kind of
I can't, yeah.
situation, I can't be held responsible for if I fail. You see, because
And you see a Vishkanyan just roll his eyes at that. It's like,
Yeah.
All under his legs.
I slither.
Yeah, so you roll your eyes towards the path in front of you, and you see yet another trap, right? You
Okay.
see a spring-loaded glass jar containing purple dye and a thunderstone, like
Wesh.
up under the again another pressure plate that looks like it might like blow it out with air, like blows jar up out with air when you step on it. It's like a
glitter
bellows.
bomb, but
Yeah.
lethal.
But shrapnel styles. Question.
Yeah.
Real talk. I'm not joking here. Could I like crawl under his legs? Like we can
Yeah,
pass
you
through
guys can.
each other,
Yeah, totally,
right?
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Sleepfrog
needs to
over him.
be that you crawl between his legs. not just shuffle past.
So you see a jar with a thunderstone and some purple dye in it.
Yeah. Thievery. I'm gonna try and make that not explode.
Try to remove it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch me an
do it.
engineering check.
Oh. So 15. What do y'all think? Hero point or nah?
I would.
I'd probably. That's like
So-
middle of the line. I think
Yeah.
it might be.
You have to take the next roll if
Yeah.
regardless. That's the risk.
we
Let me-
know the 14 wasn't enough.
Yeah. I'd say.
and we're progressing down a path, so I would assume it gets
Yeah.
naturally
Tell
harder.
me-
yeah.
Wait,
So I
how?
would.
Did you point all the way up at the north corner, Adam?
Yeah.
So I would be like much closer,
you can be one square closer.
like
yeah,
there.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of the party is back. Jules is gonna kind of bite her lip a little bit, and she's gonna say, "Yeah, I think this is gonna be Okay. I've only got one hero point. Oh. Fuck it. That's what they're there for.
It is.
You can do this. Better.
I can. 17. I feel much better about that. She
DC
scratches her
is
nose.
17.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking. Is that it would probably be 17 itself.
Those are my favorite.
Jeez,
So
like
you're
she's
able
sweating a little.
Yeah, you're able to remove it. Okay, good job. Very good
Dude.
job. So now you guys can make your way all down, the whole way down. The
Right.
Just pass that thunderstone back.
Just
Nice.
Hit catch.
tosses it. Yeah. Yeah.
You see the porch, right? And the wooden
Yeah.
porch shows signs of wood rot. Rickety wooden steps lead up to a 10-foot wide porch. A boarded up window to the north enhances the feeling of neglect, and a single door to the west of the porch leads inside the house.
All right, watch
So the
out.
door is right here against this western wall.
But there's the shack right behind you.
There's the shack right behind you. Yep.
Do I need to roll anything to check perception styles? Just
For what?
I don't know, man. Traps and shit. You said that
Could
this
be
looks.
Hot Wheels, could be paint cans. Come on.
I'm rolling any like trap checks
Okay.
that need to be rolled.
Jules would look back and she's like, "We good?" Making sure like maybe nobody's like watching us or following us from the front of the house. You know.
Yeah, I mean, George being in the back would be kind of keeping an eye out, making sure nobody tries to come in here.
What are you trying to do here, Emily?
Just kind of flavor looking like, you know, hey, we're fixing to open the door.
Which door?
The front door. I was going to go up the
Okay, okay.
steps.
Got it. Cool.
Okay.
No problem.
Is that
But there's a little
What about the shed?
as well.
Oh.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
we can clear that. Yeah.
At least look at the shit. I mean, the door.
I glance around that door like, okay, sure. Let's just break in.
I mean, there's a padlock on the door, so definitely take
yeah.
a thievery check to try to open the door.
I'm trying to get on this cat's good side. I ain't trying to steal from him.
Yeah, right.
I have some scruples, okay?
I love that. Yeah, right.
Okay,
Keep
so
them in a
yeah,
little
you go.
baggie.
I mean, is everybody standing where they're standing? Like you're going up, everybody's going into
God.
the porch. You sending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
I'll
like
go
let's
up.
move this along. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
yeah.
move it.
I go up. I go up to the front door.
There's not two doors. Fuck.
We're following.
And
Okay, so actually,
I'm gonna chill by
Jules.
the shack.
right. This is kind of like where we're at. This is what was happening, bro. Like let's not fuck around.
All
All right, here we go. So you failed to notice this trap. And a hopper full of wooden sling bullets attached to several launching devices, which spew the bullets at high velocity through various holes in the boards covering the window. A distinctive click and whirring sound indicates that the trap has been sprung. Sorry.
slug 'em.
You know,
My
and
trap.
and we'll see you.
Oh, I'm sure we'll got some
I
splinters.
love we were in position to, like, most of us miss getting hit, and I was like, let's move it along so I can put you exactly where I want you to get hit by the trap.
Piece of shit.